Good morning, welcome to the Daily News podcast. Today is April 18th, 2026.
Oil prices are plunging after Iran announced that the Strait of Hormuz will remain open to commercial shipping during a ceasefire period. That single statement calmed markets almost instantly. The strait is one of the world's most critical oil choke points, and fears of disruption had pushed crude higher in recent weeks. With Iran signaling that tankers can move freely, traders dialed back worst-case scenarios tied to tensions between Tehran, Washington, and Gulf states. The move doesn't solve the broader geopolitical standoff, but it does buy time. And markets are reacting like they just exhaled.
You can almost hear that sigh of relief from Wall Street. Energy prices have been driving inflation nerves, so any stability there really matters. Staying in the region, a 10-day ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon has now taken effect after weeks of cross-border fighting involving Hezbollah. The truce is part of wider negotiations that include Iran and the United States, and the goal is simple: prevent this from spiraling into a broader regional war. For now, the guns are quieter, but officials on all sides are calling the agreement fragile. Diplomatic teams are working behind the scenes to extend the pause and address underlying flashpoints. The next few days will be critical in determining whether this is a temporary break or the start of something more durable.
Fragile is the key word there. A lot of moving pieces and not much room for error. Back here at home, the U.S. Supreme Court handed a significant win to oil and gas companies fighting environmental lawsuits in Louisiana. The justices sided with the companies in a case that sought to limit state-level claims over environmental damage and coastal land loss. The ruling strengthens corporate defenses against similar lawsuits nationwide and could reshape how climate-related accountability cases move through the courts. Environmental advocates say it's a setback for states trying to recoup billions in damages. Industry groups, meanwhile, argue it provides needed legal clarity.
That's going to ripple far beyond Louisiana. States watching this closely will have to rethink their legal strategies. On the markets front, stocks rallied sharply this week, with the Nasdaq surging as oil prices fell on those signs of Middle East de-escalation. Lower energy costs boosted investor confidence, helping cap off one of the index's strongest stretches in months. Now attention turns to earnings season. Nearly 20% of the S&P 500 is reporting, including Tesla, Boeing, and Intel. Investors are also watching testimony from Kevin Warsh, President Trump's nominee for Federal Reserve Chair. Any hint about interest rate direction could move markets fast. So it's geopolitics, corporate profits, and central bank signals all colliding in one very busy week.
That's a lot of catalysts packed into a few days. Traders are definitely not bored right now. In tech, OpenAI is undergoing a major strategic reset. Senior leaders Kevin Weil and Bill Peebles are departing as the company winds down its Sora video generation project and scales back other experimental efforts. The shift signals a move away from flashy consumer-facing moonshots and toward enterprise-focused AI products. With competition heating up and pressure to generate steady revenue growing, the company appears to be tightening its priorities. The leadership changes could influence product direction and partnerships, especially as governments and large corporations look for dependable AI infrastructure rather than viral demos.
That's a big pivot. It sounds like the AI race is entering its show-me-the-money phase. And finally, in Europe, Hungary is waking up to a dramatic political shift. Longtime Prime Minister Viktor Orbán has been ousted after years in power, with Peter Magyar and his TISA party preparing to form the next government. The result signals a potential reorientation of Hungary's domestic policies and its relationship with the European Union. Observers are watching for changes on rule of law issues, media freedoms, and foreign policy positions. After more than a decade of Orbán's leadership, this marks a significant moment not just for Hungary, but for EU politics more broadly.
That's a headline that would have seemed unlikely not long ago. Europe's political map keeps evolving.
And that's your morning snapshot.
Thanks for starting your day with us.
We'll be back tomorrow with more headlines and context.
Have a great Saturday.